around my story.
I am Emma, 23 years old. My life seems very normal. A girl has many friends, goes out, and laughs all the time. I wish my life is really normal as everyone, as I was able, with the help and support of my mother, to live a very normal life to a large extent. Lama and Mary are my best friends, and they are the two who know the problem that I suffer from since my childhood. Now, I've been dealing with the situation simply because I get used to it, but I have been going through different periods in my life, times when I really feel that I love food and eat happily, and feel the pressure of eating, and sometimes I hate eating in a terrible way, but I cannot stop eating. And what happens to me when I eat while not desiring food, it is very ugly, disgusting, stressful, and also vomiting. After that, I will have to replace this food because I am hungry again, and it may happen again, and I keep repeating this. Then I reach this condition. I have to stay at home for a period of up to a whole week. Mary and Lama used to spend with me most of the time. We used to play and laugh and watch movies, and they tell me what happened in college. James was the person I liked the most to go to college to see him, even though I knew that he did not notice me at all. I kept watching him from afar and wanted to give him some of my food and share it together, but I never thought that I could take a step. Even though coincidences used to bring us together outside the university and we would meet in more than one restaurant, I would love to go with Lama and Mary and always eat there. Despite all these coincidences, he never noticed me or even caught his attention. And one day, I saw James with a girl from our university. They were very happy together. I felt very sad, and I asked Lama and Mary to take me home. And I kept crying all day until I slept while crying and even forgot to eat. And this was the first time this happened to me, because this day, my mother was not at home. And when she came back, she came to check on me in my room, but she found me unconscious and called for an ambulance quickly. I woke up after 3 days in the hospital, and I could have died if my mother had been late for a while. I was very upset with myself that I wasted all her tiredness and effort with me over the past years because of my anger at a person who does not know that I exist in life at all. I forgot that I have a rare disease and that I can't stop eating. Otherwise, I might get a big problem that could lead to death. My mother was the only one who got my back since I was a child and kept trying to find a cure for my illness. She was helpless and very sad the moment when I woke up. The bigger problem now is that it did not stop at the problem of craving for food, which is impossible for me to stop. I am now a patient with heart disease. I saw the doctor saying to my mother when she was broken down, and this is one of the many problems that naturally occur because of my illness. My condition now is much more difficult than before. I am prohibited from excessive movement, travel, and swimming. I am forced to eat all the time. Although food has never caused me a problem with weight, my life has become more difficult, and my mother has to take extra care of me. I feel that I've become a very big burden, and that if I died, the lives of all people around me would be easier, so I decided to take an extra dose of heart medication. My plan would have worked if my mother didn't notice that and forgotten about me even if it was half an hour. Unfortunately, she noticed that my condition was getting worse and took me to the hospital, and they rescued me at the last moment, and I had a new life. Do you think my decision to commit suicide was wrong? Or what is wrong that I continue to live and many people suffer because of me?
The curse of money. I am Andrew, 20 years old, and I have everything you can imagine, or even what you cannot imagine in life. I reach everything I dream of or desire. Life is very easy for me because everything has its cost. My life is a great pastime, betting on anything and everything. I have many friends who are ready to do anything I ask of them. If I tell them to kill, they will kill for money. One day I was at a party and I met a girl. It was the first time to see her in the city. Her name was Florence. She was different. She attracted me. I tried to get closer to her and talk to her. She rejected me. Andrew, who no one can say no to. and there is nothing he needs and cannot reach. A girl said no to him. The next day, I saw her walking with another boy named John. I felt defeated for the first time in my life. I gathered my friends and told them that I have to get to this girl in any way. Bring this boy, John, here tomorrow night. And really, John came. I was holding a very big party. We all enjoyed it. At first, it was a party like any party. And then I offered him a lot of money to leave Florence. And the truth is that this was not the first time I did that. The strange thing is that John did not agree. He provoked me very much. And the thing that provoked me most about him was his self-confidence, despite his poverty. I looked at my friends and laughed, so they understood what I wanted. They beat John severely and then threw him in front of the nearest hospital. During the days he stayed in the hospital, I tried to get closer to Florence in another, kinder way, and began to attract her with my money and many gifts. She accepted all of them, but after John left the hospital, she returned to him, the time when I thought that she was mine. I felt that I was very foolish and was being laughed at by a girl I thought was different from any girl I knew. Florence knew well what she was doing, and John also refused the money because Florence could take much more, but no one could laugh at me before, and I can't leave what happened to pass normally. Among the gifts I gave to Florence was a yacht that I loved very much, and despite that, I gave it to her, hoping that she loves me. I thought that there was only one way to avenge myself. I made a plan and agreed with two of my friends to watch her and John so that they would know all their moves, and they heard them agreeing on celebrating Florence's birthday on the yacht. At that time, I decided that the last gift I would give her would be different from all the gifts I had given her before. I asked my friends to prepare a surprise for her on the yacht, a romantic dinner with lots of lights and candles. Each one of them thought that the other was the one who prepared the surprise. And because I needed this day to be remembered, I put cameras everywhere in the yacht. Exactly an hour after they were on the yacht and in the middle of the sea, I saw the yacht sinking. I heard their screams and saw their fear. My happiness was indescribable at the time. But this happiness did not complete when the police investigations began. They saw the cameras that were already damaged, but also the malfunction they found was very clear that it was fabricated. And for the first time, I found that money is unable to protect me or buy anything. My friends admitted that I was the one who brought them after being arrested by the police. I am now accused of 2 counts of murder and sentenced to life imprisonment. Of course, I am sad about my life that will be wasted in prison, but I do not regret what I did because they deserve to die. Do you think I am wrong that I avenged myself?
My name is Emma, a medical student. My mother is a famous lawyer. I am her only daughter. I am always proud that this woman is my mother, and I try to look at her in everything. Although I am too old to drive me to the university, she still prepares my breakfast for me and takes me to the university, and then she goes to her office. Marco is my college at the university and the son of my mother's friend from a long time ago, and also neighbors. We have been friends for many years. We may have feelings, but none of us confess to the other for not to lose each other if the other did not have the same feelings. 2 days ago, I spoke to my mother about this issue. She told me that if I have feelings for Marco, I should talk because he might also be afraid of losing me. I decided that I had to tell Marco about my feelings. I invited him for juice in the university cafeteria, and I started asking him, "Why are you not been in a relationship until now?" I was surprised by his answer, as if he was waiting for my question. He told me if I decided to get engaged, I would only be with you. I told him I agree. I didn't imagine that it would be so easy after all the years that we kept silent. We agreed that each one of us would say to his mother. I went home this day very happy, but after I entered the house, I heard Mom in her office talking to someone. It was a woman's voice telling her, "You have to help me as I helped you and gave you my daughter to live with us as if she is your daughter. I will not go to prison again. Neither my age nor my health will allow me to go to prison. And just as I have been away from my life and my daughter's life all these past years, you must pay for the perfect life I made you live." What am I hearing? I don't understand. There was something wrong. Who is this woman and why is Mom silent? I opened the office door and entered. "Mom, who is this?" As soon as the woman looked at me, I felt I was looking in the mirror, but on my features, 20 years older. The same eyes and hair, but with 2 white strands. The smile is the same. Who is she? She was saying, "I gave you my daughter to raise her." Am I the daughter of this woman? Mom, I don't understand anything. Suddenly, I found the woman who says that she is my real mother approaching me and saying, "I am your mother who gave birth to you, but only because of a small sin, I went to prison for a while. I had no solution but to leave you with the lawyer who was defending me at the time." She won you. I lost you. And I lost years of my life in prison because I stole so that you and I could live. I don't believe what you were saying. This is not true. This is not my story. Tell me, Mom. This was the happiest day of my life today. How does it end this way? How do you hide that from me all these years? What did you steal again and want her to defend you? I am now the daughter of whom of you? The 2 in one voice said, "You are my daughter." I now have 2 mothers, one defending the right and the other a thief. Until now, I don't understand anything. Don't know how to tell Marco my truth or continue with him without telling him. I don't know what to do. I can't forgive my mother for hiding the truth all these years.